The penalty determines whether a case is a felony or a misdemeanor. If it's a year or less, it's a misdemeanor. If the penalty calls for more than a year, it's a felony. Misdemeanors are like DUI, traffic offenses. They can include misdemeanor shoplifting, which is shoplifting where the value of the item stolen is less than $500. Criminal trespass, simple battery, and then your felonies are more serious crime: burglary, aggravated assault, murder, armed robbery, trafficking, drug possession, like cocaine, hard drugs, any kind of pills, things like that. The only way a misdemeanor could become a felony is if you add different elements which make it a felony. Sometimes I've seen, like for instance, a hit and run. That's a misdemeanor. But then they say, oh, it's, leaving the scene of accident with injuries, or they try and make it into an aggravated assault, or something else. They think you maybe intentionally ran into somebody or intentionally hit somebody. But really they're two completely different crimes. It's just whether all the other elements that make it a felony arise in the case. We don't have a lot of misdemeanors in federal court, but misdemeanors and felonies can be prosecuted on the state and federal level. The misdemeanors that are prosecuted in federal court generally happen on federal property. Like if you're out at Fort Gordon and you get a DUI, you're going to federal court. The weird thing about our law is, if you've got a felony and you're tried and convicted, they can still take that case and take it to federal court and try it again. And the reason is because the state court case did not require that it involve interstate commerce. The federal case has an additional element, so they can try you actually on those two cases twice. Do they do that? No. Not, they just don't, unless they're really, really mad at you. You've done something really, really horrible, okay? However, and then usually once it's transferred over, they'll keep the state court case pending until the federal case is resolved. Once it's resolved, then they'll dismiss the state court case. Now, if you go to federal court first and you try the case, and I've had this happen. I went and won a trafficking case over in federal court. Well, then the DA indicted him on the same federal charge in state court. You can't do that because there's no additional elements, and so I went in and got it dismissed for double jeopardy. I think the last economic study involving somebody in, say, their 20s who gets a felony conviction, over the course of their lifetime, it costs them approximately $1 million in income. Because when you get that felony conviction, you should hear doors slamming everywhere. Colleges don't have to take you. The real good jobs, they don't have to take you. All the opportunities that you might have to make a really good living, they're going to be gone. It is a significant and economically disastrous situation when you get convicted of a felony. I've been handling felony and misdemeanor cases since 1984. We have tried those cases all throughout the years. I don't think there's any lawyer that has the win record or win ratio or anything close to the number of trials that I have tried as far as misdemeanors and felony cases. My law firm is different because we kick ass in court. We're not a firm that has any fear of a courtroom. Matter of fact, that's where we live. That's where we like to be. But we only take you there if somebody's treating you unfairly, if we can't resolve it in a fair and reasonable manner. I look at clients like their family. I treat them like their family. We develop a really close, intimate relation because the better you know your client, the better you can handle their claim. The closer you are with your client, the more you care about them. Now, I would consider our firm a smaller firm. And it's by design. I hire people based upon a ton of different qualities. They have to be, first, a good human being. And second, they have to be a stellar lawyer. They have to care about others. They have to work hard. When you have a small firm and you're working on a case, everybody in the firm will eventually probably help in your case. We all work in conjunction with one another, coordinate everything together, supervise everything together, and so I just think in a smaller firm, you're going to get more attention, more personal attention to what needs to be done with your case, and more personal attention to you as a client. Once you hire me, the case is not handed off. It goes through a process, okay? There are paralegals that are trained to gather all the information that I need in order to take care of your case. Once they get the settlement brochure together and the stuff that they think that I need for the settlement brochure, I go back and review it, ask for anything else that I want in there other than what they put together. Then we do have an attorney that does initially a lot of the settlement negotiation. And if she can get it resolved with me and her working together and talking to the insurance company, we'll get it resolved. If it can, it comes straight back to me, and then I go litigate it. So every part of the process is a teamwork, overseen, supervised, and controlled and guided by me.